What's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. I wanted to do a random stream tonight. It is Thursday, March 17th, 2022. There's been some good news recently, and I figured, sometimes these random streams end up being the livest streams, to be the craziest amount of people within them. So, and also I like to mix in the streams at different points in time. Rather than just always trying to stream it around the same time, I try to mix it in. Let me move this microphone a little bit closer. I didn't realize it was that far off. And as always, what's going on, French fries? What's up, homework? What's up, Fernando Cardenas? I don't know if I butchered that or not. Apologize. I apologize if I did. Real quick, because I'm just checking through my email like I always do when I get on here. And I'm not sure exactly who it is, but let me just double check. This is, hold on one second. What's the 13th? When's the 13th? When was the 13th? On Sunday, somebody donated to the channel. I appreciate you very much. Hold on, let me pull it up again. Alex, I believe it's Alex. Thank you so much for the $10 donation to the channel. If you're watching this, appreciate you. If you're not watching it, I'm not sure exactly what your YouTube name is, but I got your PayPal donation. Appreciate you. If anybody ever wants to donate to the channel via PayPal, the link is down in the description. I always appreciate it. Not necessary, but always appreciate it. We'll talk about the recent news. Rose Namajunas versus Carla Esparza 2 was announced at UFC 274. There's been some talk of Colby Covington, Israel Adesanya. But I always like to make sure while I can, if I receive a donation, especially through PayPal, which I get notified via email or if I check my PayPal account, I always like to shout you out because, I really do appreciate it. The fact that you enjoy the channel enough, you put a message here that said, make upgrades to the channel. You enjoy the channel enough that you want to support its growth. I know I say it constantly, so it's almost loses its effect. But I'm serious. I appreciate every single one of you guys, whether you're watching, whether you're donating, just liking the streams, and just enjoying commenting on the content. I appreciate you guys so much. Okay, so first off, before I forget, happy birthday, Sinister Story. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for being a member. I hope you had a good birthday. And everyone else, if anyone else is in here, which there is quite a few people in here already, make sure you tell Sinister happy birthday, guys. That's my favorite thing to do with the live chat now, is to tell people to do something and then see everyone send a message at the same time. So everybody wish Sinister a happy birthday. What's going on, Kevin? Evening, everybody. Evening, Joey. Chat. Okay, what's up? What's up, Blaze One Sports? As always, appreciate you as well. There's just a certain people that are just always in here, and you guys don't know how much I appreciate it. It's crazy to me that I can pop it on here at any point in time, pretty much, and you guys show up. You guys show up. You guys want to talk MMA because, as some of you guys know in the Discord, I can talk MMA all day, every single day. I could sit here and talk about MMA for so long. There's so much to talk about, even old news. Just forget new news. We can talk about old news. We can talk about previous fights, previous stories. There's always so much to dissect and discuss at all times. But I'm sure we'll talk about UFC 274. Any of your guys' questions, as always, put them in the chat. Also, if you have not liked the stream yet, I need you to like the stream. That's what helps push it out to more people. And sometimes on these random nights where I just randomly do a stream, next thing you know, we got 50, 60 people in here. So, okay. So, also, guys, if you want to become a part of the Discord, the link to the membership is in the description. It's $3 a month. You get a badge next to your name. You get custom emojis. And you get access to the members-only Discord forever. So, if you want to become a member, the link is down in the description. Okay, let's get to some questions, guys. Keep putting questions in the chat. Okay, Fernando says, who do you think has a better chance of beating Izzy, Hamzat, Covington, or Alex Pereira? I would almost definitely say Alex Pereira. I don't think Covington stands a chance, which I put in the title we will talk about here. I think Alex Pereira has shown he beat him twice in kickboxing, and MMA is much different than kickboxing, but Izzy doesn't like to grapple. So it's going to be a striking battle. Now, I don't know. Pereira's getting up there in age. I haven't seen and broke down those fights in kickboxing. Supposedly Izzy was winning one of them. But, I think Colby has the least probability of being able to beat Adesanya. Then I would go Khamzat, and then I would go Pereira's most likely. Khamzat just looks so big, and maybe he could impose his will on Adesanya. I mean, Vettori's able to get him down. Whitaker's able to get him down. Khamzat looks so dominant with the grappling. It's still so early to tell. But, I think Khamzat would have a chance. Right now, I would pick Adesanya. I think the people who subscribe to the fact that Khamzat's going to be a 3-division champ already, I think that's a bit premature. But I think he has a somewhat chance just because, regardless, I'm not even saying Adesanya's wrestling is bad, because it's clearly not. But we all know that's the path to beat him. You have to be able to take him down and hold him down. Even though that's not happened yet, that's clearly the path to beat him. So we'll actually do a poll real quick. Let's do a poll real quick. Merk Lee, did you see the new video, my friend? Did you see the new members only video, Merk Lee? I did your video for you. Who has the best chance? Is he 34? I didn't realize that. To beat Izzy. Let's see. Colby Covington. Khamzat Chimaev. And third option, Alex. I thought he was older than that, to be honest. But either way, he's getting up there. I know Adesanya is a few years younger than him. Let me just double check that real quick. Alex Pereira. I believe you, but I just have to see it with my own eyes. For some reason, something stuck in my head that he was getting up there in age. Yeah, he's 34. Yep. So, I mean, he could easily be in the prime of his career right now. But he's still, it doesn't, up in those higher weight classes, you have a little bit longer career longevity. But we'll see. I mean, he doesn't. What I was trying to get at is he doesn't have 4 or 5 years to make the progressions to get there. Otherwise, he's going to be far out of his prime. Thank you. You're welcome, Sinister. Yeah, we talk about MMA for hours in the Discord some nights. Yes, we do. Dana confirmed on BT Sport, I'm assuming, that Leon is next, no doubt, when Usman's hands clear. What does that mean for the Khamzat Gilbert winner? The Khamzat Gilbert winner can either fight Colby, or they just wait and they fight, They could fight Usman Leon winner at the end of this year. I figured more people would end up saying Khamzat Chimaev. That's what I thought. So keep voting in the poll. I just want to check something real quick. 44% so far going Khamzat Chimaev. Why is this not working? Guys, keep the questions coming. I'm going to get back to reading them in a second. I'm just checking something on here. Okay, back to the chat. Merk Lee. Okay, I did awesome collection. I'm trying to get some memorabilia for my man cave office. Awesome, man. I'm glad you enjoyed the video. I'm glad you saw it. I hope it wasn't too bad. I recorded it on my phone just because it was too much of a pain to disconnect my camera, and then the lighting isn't always perfect, so I had to adjust the camera settings and everything. So I'm glad you enjoyed the video. And I'm glad you liked the collection. If Leon Edwards has to pull out because of his bad luck, should the winner of Burns Khamzat be the replacement? Probably. But I don't want to see Khamzat step in on short notice. I'm going to be honest. I know that sounds like something against Khamzat, but I want to see both guys on a full camp training for each other before I see that fight. Because then there's too many built-in excuses for either guy, and I don't like that. Is it worth listening to Dana White on Logan Paul's podcast? Okay, Mario, from my years of experience of listening to Dana and paying attention to the MMA media and everything like that, I have not watched it myself, but I will probably, most likely know. Anything notable that would have been in there would have already come out. It would have been in news articles. There's been some stuff. Apparently, he didn't say no when talking about Jake Paul fighting in the UFC, stuff like that. It's pretty much just going to be, just some bullshit. I wouldn't wait. I'm a huge fan. I consume all things MMA. I would not waste my time watching. I think it's like over an hour long. In a Dana White Logan Paul podcast, I would not. But if you got the time and you see anything notable that the MMA media doesn't report on, let me know. And if I end up watching it because I'm bored one night and I have nothing better to do, I will let you know as well. The last fight he had should show the reality. Alex getting touched easily, and it even looked like he was starting to slow down. I don't know. I don't see what everyone's seeing. Yeah, I don't think his performance against Bruno Silva was as great as a lot of people made it out to be. I think he did show some deficiencies. And, again, I haven't seen those fights, those initial fights. I've seen highlights of them, but I haven't seen the entire thing. I don't know if Pereira's the guy to beat Adesanya. I don't know that. But I still would love to see that matchup, especially when you look at all the parity that's going on in the middleweight division. You have Adesanya's already beat Vettori twice. He's already beat Whitaker twice. He's beat Costa once. He's going to fight Cannonier and probably beat him. I don't think Cannonier really stands a chance. So why not fast track Pereira? I want Pereira versus Costa next. And if Pereira wins against Costa, then he gets the next shot. Dana White lies so much in those interviews, I don't know about. Yeah, he's just constantly lying. I mean, that's the truth. Where did you get your frames for your autographed prints? I think a lot of those came in frames. You can order them like that from the UFC. Some of them, like, I'm trying to think which one. There's been some. I think it was the Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler art. I'm trying to think. I was having a brain fart there. There's an arts and crafts store called Michael's that I've taken to and gotten framed. You can design the frame online. That is probably the best place to get stuff framed like that. But a lot of these have come framed. I've ordered them framed already. Like you can order them, like like the Anderson Silva autograph, you could order it framed or not framed. And they showed you a picture of what it would look like framed. And so I ordered it framed. I'm going to buy some more MMA memorabilia soon. I'm getting a Dustin Poirier autograph bobblehead. The guy that does the autograph bobblehead, if it's even a notable fighter, I'll usually buy it, regardless of, who it is for the most part. I'll usually buy it. So that's why I got, DC, Nick, Jorge, Demetrius. I'm not even necessarily huge fans of them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like watching all of them fight. Well, DC's retired, but you get the point. Nick's basically retired. I just like collecting the MMA memorabilia in general, and the box art is just insane. If I'm a media guy, I wouldn't even interview Dana. He always says BS answers. Brett asks, "What fight do you like for Conor to return to? Not money, just stylistically." He says there's a lot of great guys in the top. Yeah, half the time he doesn't give answers. Half the time he's just pushing a narrative. I don't need this tab anymore. He's just pushing out a narrative that he wants to, he wants to progress. It's really half the shit is not even meaningful. It's a bunch of non-answers, and it is what it is. Sometimes you get some decent stuff out of him. Other times you get nothing. Bruno Silva was a pretty good prospect. Was a pretty good win, in my opinion. Do those signed posters from the embedded episodes interest you? Speaking of that, there's actually two things I did not show you. I have a UFC 244 poster around here somewhere. And I also have a UFC 172 poster. John Jones Glover Teixeira. They're not autographed. But the reason they don't interest me really is because, one, they're crazy expensive. They're like $400 or $500 depending on the fight card. And two, they're massive. So you really don't have somewhere to put them. I have a 244 poster. I have the 172 poster. I don't have them hanging up anywhere. Even I have this office that I can do anything I want with. I just store stuff in here and just record my videos in here. There's not room on the walls for those sized posters. They're humongous. They're like I don't even know what they are. They're like, I want to say, let me look up the dimensions of these posters. UFC event posters. They're humongous. You can buy the smaller versions, but they are humongous. They're 27 by 39. So essentially a little over 2 and a little over 3 foot. 2 by 3 foot. They're humongous. You can buy them online. The ones without the autographs. I think you can buy the ones with the autographs as well. And also you can go to UFC Memorabilia. I usually go to, I forgot what the heck the name was. Oh, look, they got this. Look, they got the UFC 229 Fight Used Octagon. They got it back up. They got the one from Khabib. The one that I have. But it's a little bit different. It looks a little bit different. It looks a little bit cheaper now. The way they made it. Looks like they got the chopping up. Let's see what this one is. Ew. Somebody needs to get fired. This memorabilia website on the UFC, some of this stuff looks very cheaply framed. That looks okay. That one looks okay. They got some gloves. Let's just go to the store and see if I can look at event posters too. Yeah, so I don't know if someone's taking these pictures and it just doesn't look right. But a lot of these don't look great. I'm trying to remember the website I used. I've told you guys before. I've told you guys before where I go. I think it's like sportsmemorabilia.com. I think it's called that. Let me just check before I tell you for sure. Yeah, I think it's sportsmemorabilia.com is where I've gotten some good stuff from. At decent prices too. Let's see. More sports. UFC. Let me make sure. Yeah, they got an RDA autograph right here versus Anthony Pettis. They don't got a lot of good stuff right now, though. I mean, who wants this? Who wants a Miesha Tate? It's not even autographed. It's a plaque. This stuff looks like... Okay, see, they got a nice... If you guys go to sportsmemorabilia.com, you can see something similar to my Anderson Silva autograph, but it's Fabricio Werdum instead. They got some good stuff on there, usually. But right now, there's not very much. Fabricio Werdum and RDA is all they got. So maybe the UFC decided to stop, cutting them in on something. I don't know. There's really nothing good on there. There's really nothing good on there. They got Amanda Nunes 16 by 20 frame. UFC 269 Art Series poster. They got some decent posters. But I would love... Hold on, let me see what that was. Thank you for subscribing. Like the Aldo font poster, the autograph poster, is only $100. I don't think that's too bad. But for me personally, yeah, it's too big. It's too big. I'd rather give me a smaller version and sell it for like $50 instead. Even half the size, $50. Yeah, a lot of this stuff on there just doesn't look to be framed in the quality that they used to sell stuff. The Khabib thing I have is amazing quality framed. What else? The Anderson one is just amazing. So there's some of these posters I would love to have. You have the UFC 229 poster, the Khabib Conor poster. I mean, that's a great design. That is a great design. And it's framed and it's only $50. See, that's a 9 by 13. That's a 9 by 13. That's much better. I would consider buying that. If anyone wants to donate the $50, I'll go buy it right now while we're on stream. I wouldn't mind buying this Holloway Poirier Gastelum Adesanya poster, and it's framed. It's a mini poster. It's called mini poster. It's not autographed, but it's 9 by 13. That's much more, versatile in where you can actually put it. It looks like they got a few of these mini posters on here. I wouldn't mind having that Khabib Conor one. I mean, it's designed amazingly. The Whitaker Adesanya 1 poster is pretty sweet. The Masvidal Diaz poster is pretty good. I already have that in the big version. You can tell some of the best posters they have, and it's because they go all out, are the ones with, why is my hair looking all weird right now? Is the ones with Conor McGregor on it. Because this Dustin Poirier UFC 257 is pretty sweet. I like the UFC 269 art series for sure. There's a bunch of cool ones. There's a bunch of cool ones in here. For sure. Were you ever... Okay. were you ever a fan of Pride FC? And also, those embedded posters that they're signing on embedded, they're sold in the arena. They're sold in the arena for like $3.99 or something like that. And they're supposed to be pretty much for only the people who came to the show. And then they sell them online after the fact. Were you ever a fan of Pride FC? I was not a fan like live, like while this was going on. I was never watching MMA when it was live. But I'm a fan of Pride. Like I watched a lot of their fights after the fact. Hey, Big Bad Joey, how are you doing? I'm doing well. Rachmaninoff versus Pereira would be good, but they're in the wrong divisions. They're in different divisions. Rachmaninoff is in the welterweight. Pereira's in the middleweight. I like your shirt. Yeah, if you want to buy an MMA Joey t-shirt, the link is down in the description as well. You can get it in all different colors, and you can get it in a black and red logo, actually. So if you want to buy a shirt, the link is in the description. Most of the stuff is there, just gloves. Half of them aren't even signed that I'm looking at. Yeah, it's not great right now. Remember when Derek Lewis threw his cup in the crowd? I can still picture that guy that picked it up, and he should be ashamed of himself, to be quite honest. Absolutely ashamed of himself. Who's going out and picking up another man's sweaty cup? Like, what? And he was grinning. He was grinning from ear to ear. When they panned to him in the crowd, and he had the cup in his hand, and he had a shit-eating grin right on his face. He was so happy. He took that home and put it in a shadow box. He put it in a shadow box, and he displays that. I'm disturbed, to be quite honest with you guys. I mean, who is doing that? Who is doing that? Oh, Michel Pereira. I'm sorry. I thought he was... No, he said Alex Pereira. He said Alex Pereira, which is middleweight fighter. I mean, like, who does that? I mean, Derek Lewis is a weirdo for throwing it in there, but that guy's a weirdo for picking it up. I mean, I can still imagine him. Yeah, maybe he is talking about him instead. But could you imagine? Hold on, let's do a poll. First off, let's check the poll on this one. Who has the best chance of beating Izzy? Everyone says Hamzat, followed by Pereira, followed by Covington. 64% for Hamzat. Let's do another poll. Who would you have picked up Derek Lewis's sweaty cup? Would you have picked up Derek Lewis's sweaty cup? Let's see. Give it a second to vote, because sometimes it'll vote you the wrong way. It'll be a glitch, so just give it a second. Let's see what the people think. Let's see what you guys think. Who's going to vote yes? No, 75%. Immediately no. That is pretty sweet. That is. Where'd you find that at? Send me the link for that, French fries. Send me the link for that. That matches right with what I have, but I don't want to have two. I already have one thing with Connor on it, autographed. What's going on? I don't know. Okay, I would pick up a Sean O'Malley sweaty cup. You're disturbing, goat. You would sniff it afterwards too, wouldn't you? Sup, dude? I'm here watching with my girlfriend. Well, what's up? What's going on? VT's girlfriend. Would you do a shoey out of the cup? Ew, I wouldn't do a shoey out of anything. I'm not doing a shoey out of anything. It's disturbing. It's filthy. I mean, I can't get over the fact that people like Tai Tuivasa, and I don't have anything against Tai Tuivasa. His entire personality is drinking out of a shoe. That's his entire personality. It's just, I mean, I get it, I guess. It's kind of interesting. For me, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything for me. It's actually quite disturbing. We are good, she says hello. Are you watching on your phone? You watching on a TV, laptop? What are you watching on? Let everyone answer that question. I'm always curious. I think most people watch on their phones. What are you watching this live stream on right now? Your phone, a tablet, a TV, whatever else, your phone. I think I already said that. What are you watching it on? 36%. Who's this? Who's the 36% that's saying yes? Let me know in the chat. Yeah, I feel like everyone watches on their phone. Most people watch YouTube on their phone. YouTube is good though. I mean, I'm telling you, I could sit here and watch, watch some stuff on my phone for a while, just click through videos. There's so much interesting stuff. Oh, it was on Sports Integrity. It was on Sports Integrity. That's the other web. No, that's the actual website. It's not Sports Memorabilia. This is the actual website I order stuff off of. I would love to get a Volkanovski. They got a Glover Teixeira. That's actually pretty sick, dude. This is actually the real website that I ordered off of. 100%. I messed up. It's sportsintegrity.com. Once a year, they do a thing where you can like bid on them. Holy moly. Francis Ngannou signed glove with the uppercut. Look at this Khabib. They got a Khabib hitting Conor with a jab autograph. And it's the same thing as I have, the same frame that I have. But it's $350, and mine's arguably better. Look how expensive Khabib's autograph is now. Yeah, I bought this off this website. It's $349 now. It's $349 now. That is insanity. And I bought it for like $250 maybe. Sports Integrity's got some good stuff. That's the website that I go to. I was wrong. They have a similar layout. I love this picture of this jab, and they got the one of Dustin knocking Conor out. They got one of Nick jabbing. I wouldn't mind. This is pretty sick. I wouldn't mind this Francis Ngannou one. What's it say next to it? I can't understand. I wouldn't mind this Francis Ngannou 11x14. It's only 170. They added some new stuff since the last time I saw. They got a Rose Namajunas. They got Dustin just lighting Conor up. I would love to own that one. But I'm already getting a Dustin autograph. Let's see what else they got. All their frames are mad nice. I might have to buy this Brandon Moreno one. I might just have to buy this Brandon Moreno one. This Brandon Moreno one is sick. Autographed. It's only $99. Who wants to donate to the Joey's UFC Memorabilia fund? If you want to donate, let me know. What should I buy? They got Glover on here taking down Jan. I love the Brandon Moreno one. It's that awesome picture of him just so happy. I don't want Roy Nelson. Okay, so they got some good stuff. I absolutely love this Brandon Moreno one. Let me see if I can save the picture and show you guys. I don't think I can. Let's see. I might just be able to. Look at this Brandon Moreno. Let's see if I can put it up on the stream. Image, browse. This is perfect, actually. Look at this Brandon Moreno autograph right here, guys. Look how sick that is. That's pretty sick. And they got a bunch of other stuff that I'd consider buying too, like Dustin sleeping Conor. I wish they had Conor sleeping against the cage, but with his autograph, I'd buy that for sure. But that's a sick picture of Brandon Moreno winning the title. I'll take that off now. We don't need to see that anymore. Take off that. We don't need that. Sports Integrity has the best MMA memorabilia in my opinion. They got the Piotr Jan, Jose Aldo one that I already own. It's funny how all of a sudden Khabib retires, they start pumping this stuff out. Let's see. UFC has a site too, not that great. $400 autograph of Cheeto flash KOing. Sean, would you buy? Yeah, only if they somehow put the picture of him on the stretcher on there too. And it had O'Malley. No, I want it autographed by both of them, Chito Vera and Sean O'Malley. I wish I could find a way. I'd pay $500 if I could get it, but they would have both their autographs on it. So it would have Sean O'Malley like autograph in the bottom when he's getting flash KO'd, and Chito autograph like the side top. I might buy that. That's history. They have a signed Ali Frazier. Let me check that out real quick. I see a Mike Tyson autograph. Where's the Ali Frazier one? I feel like that'd be super expensive. Where's it at? I'm looking. I don't see. I'm on page 3. There's no way it's that. I don't see it. Geez, they got some good stuff, though, for real. Date new to old. Yeah, they just added all this Conor stuff back. This Conor Khabib stuff with the choke. I love the one with the choke. I would buy it if I didn't already have the one. Because I love the one with the neck crank. But I got the one of him just pointing at Dylan Dennis in the crowd. Okay. 75. Damn, made me think the fights were on. There's not fights on Thursday. Did you hear about Piotr Jan's cornerman being denied a visa to enter? From what I understand, it's just one. It's just one of his cornermen. It's just one of his cornermen that's no longer available to get in. Apparently, he's reapplying. Correct me if I'm wrong. If it's all of them, but I saw a tweet from Mike Heck at MMA Fighting, so it was pretty. What's the word I'm looking for? Pretty reliable. So I'm hoping that I'm right on that. Jeez, I want this. What should I get? There's no way I can buy another Khabib autograph. I don't even have room for what I got now. I might get the one of Francis Ngannou going like this. Or the one with the Francis Ngannou uppercut from hell. I wish they had a Yuri Prohaska in here or something. I still don't see this Ali Frazier. It must be under something else. Maybe box. No, it's under boxing UFC. We got Mike Tyson. Oh, it's a signed program. I see. For $1,200, $1,300. Jeez Louise. Signed UFC photos. Mike Tyson punch out. Let me actually send this to somebody real quick. Okay. All right, guys, keep posting the questions. But yeah, that's a great website. For anybody wondering, it's sportsintegrity.com. I've ordered off them multiple times, and I order so much that there's a guy that works there that calls me when they have MMA memorabilia and tries to like negotiate it to me. Negotiate like so I think their prices are negotiable. Like if you ever want to order from them, give them a call. I've gotten like $30, $40 off depending on how much it costs. It's a cool site. Once I get a job, I'm blowing my first check on MMA memorabilia. Fair enough. Jake wants to promote a fight between Kanye West and Pete Davidson. Who do you think wins? I have no idea. I heard talks about Henry Cejudo joining his quarter. I don't know if that was true. Yeah, my guess is that's probably a troll. I did see that he was saying Sean O'Malley's going to be in his corner. I'd buy a Yuri NFT. I wouldn't buy any NFT, to be honest. Go to other boxing. But yeah, I saw it. Boom Boom Missini, pretty sick. I'm a pretty big boxing fan. Well, I hope you end up finding something you want to buy on there. I wouldn't just order it straight online. I'd give them a call when they're open, and you could probably say, hey, what's the best price you can give this for me? Because I've gotten deals off there before, like 50 off, 40 off. I got my Khabib. I wonder, let me see if I still have my email from it. Because I never delete my email. So I might still have my email. Khabib Sports Integrity. Let's see what I bought it for. There's the email. Why is it not showing? I bought it on June 30th, 2020. So coming up on 2 years. Let's see. Yep. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, the funny thing is I forgot about this. So I messaged the guy that calls me up. I messaged him. And I said, what kind of deal can you get from me for this, for the Khabib Nurmagomedov autograph? He said, the item just sold. I will, if you want, I will sell it to you if you can buy it now within the, well, he said within the hour. He said, let me know. And I said, yes, I want it. And he said, I said, do I need to order from your website or can you confirm I'll be getting it? He said he canceled the order, whoever else ordered it, and told him it was out of stock and then sent it to me and I paid for it, obviously. And it shipped right out. I'm trying to see how much I paid for it though. I can't figure it out. I paid $234 for it. So compare that to now, and that's with shipping because I think you have to pay for shipping now. Let's take a look. So comparing that to now, it's not the same one that I have, but the one of the choke instead is $350, and I got mine for $234. The smaller one is $289. So I got a hell of a deal when I bought that. It's because he's retired now. Anyone else taking a short notice fight this weekend in London other than Topuria? Not that I'm aware of. Physical Memorabilia NFT, agreed. They have limited selection. Yeah, they always add new stuff though, but it is limited selection. I don't know where they get it from. You know, I actually haven't heard from that guy in a while. I wonder if he ended up stopped working there or something. Let me take a look. Yeah, I haven't heard from him in quite a bit. Oh, well. I want something now. Now, just looking at this, I want something on here bad. What should I get? I mean, I'm not going to order it right now, but I would probably either get Francis Ngannou. I would love the Khabib choking Conor out, the 16/20 for $350. But the reason I'm not getting that is I already have something from that fight. You know, I don't need something else. And then I would love to get the Conor KO from Dustin. It's only $150. That's not too expensive at all. But I already have Dustin Poirier autograph coming in the form of a bobblehead. So I don't really want to get, something repetitive. So it's probably going to be the Francis Ngannou or Brandon Moreno would be my best guess. Price low to high. Let's see and the Brandon Moreno is only $100. It's not framed though, which I wish it was framed. It's 11/14. It's actually a sweet, sweet autograph. I love the Ngannou one though. Okay, back to the questions, guys. Back to the questions. Anyone? Topuria bro is getting that fight, dude. Actually, legit. If he is, I'm betting on him. What are you talking about? Is Topuria? I thought. Wait a second. Isn't Topuria still fighting Jai Herbert? It was just on short notice, kind of relatively. Am I missing something? Is Topuria or Jai Herbert out? No, it's still Jai Herbert versus Ilya Topuria. It's still that. You would think they'd have stuff from all the champs at least. My guess is they probably buy it off the UFC and the UFC only sells certain stuff, or who knows. Would it be stupid to wear a signed jersey? Probably. Just get the Moreno. It's pretty cheap and it's sick. Wait, bro. It's better to save up, my opinion. Yeah, but I'm always, ready to buy, spend $100 or $200 on an autograph or something. Seems like you don't like Conor, but not going to lie, man, did a lot for the sport. No. I mean, I love watching Conor fight. But I just think those pictures are iconic. It's more or less of that, but I do not like Conor. But he did a tremendous amount for the sport, and I absolutely love, let me repeat this, I love watching Conor McGregor fight. He has a great fighting style. So, Joey, what is the best UFC walkout of all time? I have Conor's UFC 189 walkout when they actually had Sanito Conor there live as the most memorable one. Well, you know what's hilarious about that, Tom? I would 100% agree with you. I'll never forget when they faded into Conor and they start playing some music and he was just walking or something, and then his eyes just got real big and started staring at the camera like this. One of the most memorable walkouts of all time. Was incredible. Without a doubt, one of the best. I always love Anderson Silva's walkout, just the song in general. DMX, and it's just iconic. But I'd say UFC 189 when they had him live was awesome. Why are people saying Wood versus Morales is canceled? I think Morales had to pull out. Dude, they got Testaverde. Are you talking about an NFL quarterback? Oh, never mind, never mind. I saw Ariel post his brother is in consideration to fight Wood due to his opponent falling out. Do you have Craig beating Krylov? Yes. Ilya's brother. Davey Grant stepped in on 3 days' notice against Nathaniel Wood. Is it official? I have not seen that it's official. I do not see it on Tapology, so I would assume that it's probably not happening. I wouldn't take it if I was, what's his name? Getting a ticket to UFC Fight Night Columbus. Where's the best place to sit? I only been to 3 events. I like sitting in the first elevation. So not on the floor, not too high up, but either the first or second elevation. I wouldn't go all the way up top, but I personally like to sit on the first elevation, maybe like 5-10 rows up. Obviously lower the better, but definitely not on the floor. I would not sit on the floor unless you're going to be first 3 rows. Also, if Aspinall wins, who should he fight next? Probably Tuivasa or Gane, I would say. Puts him right in the discussion. I don't know about Stipe. Izzy Dance walkout. Stop it. Stop it. Till walkout in London was actually pretty cool. Till's walkout at UFC 244 was great too. Yeah, do you think they should do more of those kinds of walkouts where they have actual artists there live? I think it's pretty cool. I would have loved to seen Jose Aldo with the Rihanna walkout, live. That's what I would have loved to seen. Let me check something real quick. Okay. But there's a lot of underrated walkouts, to be honest. And why is my brightness up so high? I just realized my brightness is crazy high right now. So who is Woods fighting now? Supposedly he's not fighting anymore. Best seats at home for me. I could chill and really enjoy. Which fight night is the most exciting? Which fight is the most exciting on the Fight Night Columbus? Let's take a look, my friend. And it's coming up quick. I mean, it's crazy how quick some of this stuff happens. Wait a second. Hold on. I just got an ad from Sports Integrity. Let me see if I can find this. I just got an ad. I might have to buy this for $360. Holy crap, guys. I got to show you. I just got this ad. When I went on Tapology, remind me of that question here in a second. When I went on Tapology, I just got this advertised to me now because I was on Sports Integrity. Let me show you what this is, what I'm seeing. I want this now. If you know what it is. Let me make it a little bit. There we go. Guys, the Sandlot. They have the Sandlot on here. It's $360. They got all their autographs on here. I actually might need to buy this, guys. I'm serious. This is incredible. This is incredible. I would absolutely love to own that. Okay, back to the question. Let me get rid of this on the screen. I mean, if you haven't seen The Sandlot, the baseball movie, I recommend to go see it. Even if you don't like baseball, it's a great movie. Okay, check Discord. Who would even want that? Who would even want that? That thing's ugly as hell, French fries. I'm assuming you didn't like it either, considering you said, what the F. Okay. Which is the most exciting fight on the Columbus card? Guys, if you haven't already, like the stream. Like the stream. That's how we get more people in here. That's how we grow the channel during live streams. And also, if you're watching and you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Okay, Fight Night Columbus. Not this week, but next week. I'm sad it's not Rakic versus Jan Blachowicz. Joanne Wood versus Alexa Grasso's the co-main. What is the UFC doing? So looking through this fight card, which it must have taken some hits because I don't remember it being this bad. It's not that great anymore. It was really solid. It's not terrible. Don't get me wrong. It's not terrible. The best fight on this card, unequivocally, if I could only watch one fight on the Columbus card, it would unequivocally be Askar Askarov versus Kai Kara France. That's the fight. That's the best fight on the UFC Columbus card. Do you think there should be more of the? I don't think there will be. I don't know if I answered that question before. Top underdog. Hold on, let me make sure I got all these questions. Okay, I think I read all these. Top underdogs for this weekend. I'm not sure. I don't really pay attention too much to the odds, but if you can get Volkov as an underdog, which I've been seeing people say he's an underdog, I would take it. And also, I would take Arnold Allen. If Arnold Allen's an underdog, I'd take him as well. Which fight is the... See, I missed some of those questions, and now I went back and found them. So, sorry about that, guys. If I missed your question, just send it again. But, you don't need to send it a million times. I should see it. Sometimes the chat's a little glitchy on my end, and it'll jump down real quick, and then I'll lose my spot. And then sometimes I'll read them while I'm answering a question, and then I'll forget to go over them. The original plan, that was... Yeah, that's why I mentioned it. Yeah, that's why I mentioned it. I knew that. Will the superior Colby Covington beat Khamzat? I will say no. Oh, yeah, Jose Aldo doing that till skip thing, and it plays run the town tonight, gets me every time. Yeah, great walkout by Jose Aldo, for sure. And now it just skipped down again. The first elevation right behind the media desk where I sat for Woodley versus Paul in Cleveland, I got to say hi to Mark Ramondi, the Schmo, and Oscar from the Mac Live. When I was at UFC 244, Israel Adesanya walked right by us. I didn't say nothing, though. I'm not a weird... Not that I think that's weird, but it's just... For me, it's weird for me, is what I was trying to say there. I'm going to UFC Columbus, too. Look, you guys can meet up at UFC Columbus and say what's up. I can imagine Aspinall calling for Tuivasa. I think that's the fight to make. Do you think Conor's actually going to get a title shot in his comeback fight? He should really fight someone like Chandler or even RDA next. I think it's a possibility. I think the UFC is probably going to book him versus Nate Diaz. But you cannot beat a live UFC event. Yeah, it's always fun. I wouldn't want to go to every single one. I mean, but I love going to a live UFC event. I really want to go to one this year. It's just tickets are just so outlandishly expensive for the really big events. And that's what I want to go to. Who's your favorite Sandlot kid? Mine were Squints and Yeah. I'm not sure. I really did enjoy Smalls, the catcher. And I know he's like an easy cop-out answer. And I also like Squints. Squints for sure. What he did to the lifeguard, if I'm remembering correctly. What he did to the lifeguard by playing dead was absolutely savage. Savagery. But if you haven't seen the Sandlot, guys, I highly recommend it. Awesome, dude. Glad to have UFC back in Ohio finally. This will be my first UFC event. Awesome. People are talking about Khamzat being 3-belt champion in the future. His hype train gets out of hand sometimes. I know I've talked about it. Best fight this weekend, Aspinall, Volkov, or Alan Hooker. I'm going to be honest, and maybe some of you guys will crucify me for this. Let me just double check. My favorite fight on this card is Jack Shore versus Timur Valiev. I know it's not the most meaningful, but it's two top prospects in the bantamweight division, and I can't wait for that fight. That's the most intriguing to me. Outside of that, I prefer Volkov, Aspinall over Hooker versus Allen. I feel like Hooker or Allen aren't really going anywhere, no matter if they get the win or not, to be quite honest. But it's a relevant fight. What's up? Keep out. Hope you're doing well. Wood was on the only undercard I had. Yeah, he's no longer fighting anymore. Who do you think wins that? Kai Kara France? I'm leaning Askarov. Eddie Hall versus Thorne Bjornsson. Who wins? I have no idea who that is. I mean, underdog. I know what you meant. Do you think Khamzat can get a title shot if he wins, or will he have to fight Colby? He will definitely get a title shot if he wins. Craig is an underdog. I think that's the best underdog bet-based odds. Yeah, Craig can definitely pull off the submission. I bet on him for submission. Chris Gutierrez versus Dana is a low-key banger of the night in Columbus. Fair enough. Chris Gutierrez, from what I remember, he's always an exciting fight. Conor versus Jorge is the fight to make. They should make Conor versus Jorge. You're right. If they don't make Oliveira, I mean, if they don't give him the title shot, which I don't want, I think that's the biggest fight they can make, but they'll probably do the Diaz trilogy. Will you go to UFC 300? Sure. My first UFC event was Kevin Lee versus Barboza, which makes Kevin Lee getting cut pretty sad for me. That does suck, Brandon. I'm going to Jacksonville. Really? How much are tickets there? I'm curious who Conor comes back to. It's either going to be Oliveira, it's going to be the lightweight champion, it's going to be Jorge, it's going to be Nate Diaz, or potentially the winner of Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chandler. Edwards versus Usman 2 prediction. I'm probably going to go Usman, but Edwards doesn't get enough respect and he could win that fight. Arnold Allen might even submit Hooker. Might be a good bet. Fair enough. Jack Shore is really a promising prospect. I know. I'm super excited to see him return. He's a very promising. Timur Valiev is very good too. What's crazy is Timur Valiev got chinned by Trevin Jones, I believe it was. And Trevin Jones tested positive for marijuana, so the loss got overturned. And now it's just a no contest. Let me X out of all this. Don't need this anymore. Don't need this anymore. I end up getting a million tabs open when doing these streams. Yuri versus Ankalaev. Yuri's going to fight Glover. Ankalaev's probably going to fight Anthony Smith. But if you're asking for who I think would win, I'd probably go Ankalaev. But it'd be interesting for sure. I think both those guys are the future of the division. I think that Shore will win a controversial decision. I think I have Shore winning by decision. I can't remember what my official pick was, but I picked Shore to win. And Shore's an underdog too, supposedly. So I don't know if he still is or not. Let me just check my prediction. I locked it in. View. Yeah, I got Shore by decision. I think he's just a better striker. What? Your company paid for them free to us? Dude, get me one. I'm coming, Keep Out. I'm coming with you. Get me a ticket. Have you ever watched 1 through 10 on UFC Fight Pass? No, but I have seen some of those earlier events. I don't know which ones I have seen, though. What do you make? Allen has nowhere to go after this fight. Dude's on a roll. What does WDYM mean? Allen has nowhere to go after this fight. Dude's on a roll. I'm saying I don't think that either one of them end up becoming champion, is what I meant. I don't mean that they don't have anywhere to go. I just think they're going to be similar guys where they're really good but never going to be the best of the best. Which is why I'm not necessarily crazy hyped for that fight. That's all I was really getting to. But I'm still excited for it. Don't get me wrong. And who knows? I could be dead wrong. So this is going to be my 5th event. That's awesome. Dan Hooker kind of big for that weight class. I want to see him fight Josh Emmett. What do you mean? What do you mean? What am I saying? What did I say? Now I have no idea what's going on here. I don't know what I missed here. Next matchup for Wonderboy. Does he finally let his hands go? No, he doesn't let his hands go. And maybe Robbie Lawler. Best parlay for this weekend. I have no idea about odds, but I'll tell you who I'm picking. And maybe you can use that. I'll tell you who I think are definitely going to win, basically. Let's take a look. So I would definitely go Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar Nelson's almost definitely going to win by submission. I think Molly McCann's going to win. I think they're setting her up to win. And I think Ilia Topuria is going to win. So maybe throw Jack Shore, Ilia Topuria, Molly McCann, and Gunnar Nelson. How much does that pay? Oh, I'm so dumb. I am so dumb. You guys were answering my question. I see. It's just the conversation goes so fast now. I forget what I'm talking about half the time. Thank you guys for answering me, by the way. But next matchup for Wonderboy, Robbie Lawler, if I didn't already say that. What do you think should be next for Dominic Reyes? I was thinking Jamal Hill. I'm thinking Thiago Santos. I think Thiago Santos makes the most sense right now. How the hell is Hooker going to make weight? He looks huge. I guess he's going to find a way. Arnold is really good. I think you're sleeping. He's Leon of the featherweight division. I'm not sleeping on him. I think he's very good. I just don't think eventually he's going to be a champion or anything like that. But who am I? I'm just a random guy talking to a camera in a room all by himself with lights on him and a $900 microphone. So, guys, if you have not already, like the stream, share the stream, subscribe to the channel, go watch the prediction videos after the stream. I think this weekend is the night of the favorites. Is Cody Garbrandt done? Put him against Marlon Moraes. I hate to say it, but put him against Marlon Moraes. Let's see what happens. Hooker was 150 earlier in the day, so I think he's fine. He was on the Mac Life. I mean, my guess is he'll probably be fine. I would say probably fine as well. He'll find a way. You know, he wouldn't be trying to make the the move if he wasn't confident he could do it. I worry about the weight cut, but at the same time, not one of these weight cut alarmists. You know, remember when Jose Aldo was going down? Everyone was sharing every picture they could find of him and saying, "Oh, Jose Aldo looks terrible." You know, it's just, you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, sometimes it turns out being correct. Sometimes it turns out, you know, being one of those things where it's like, we were all had it wrong. Look at Jose Aldo. We had it terribly wrong. Wonderboy versus Michelle Pereira would be really fun if it happens. I would love that fight. MMA sometimes intersects with politics. What do you think about Paulo Costa's recent comments in support of Putin? I think it's awfully dumb. Even if you did believe that, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you, you know, something so crazy going on in the world right now, and you want to say stuff like that? I just think it's incredibly stupid. I usually don't like to get into stuff like that too much, but, you know, since you asked, it's just incredibly dumb. And I think it's incredibly probably ill-informed, and I think it's incredibly unnecessary. Nobody asked him for his opinion on that. And I get everyone can say whatever they want. I'm all in favor of that. Just like you guys can say whatever you want. I can say whatever I want. But sometimes you just look at something and you're like, okay, this is stupid. This is just stupid. And I think Paulo Costa, and I'm not one of these people that say, you know, oh, athletes shouldn't be able to, the athletes should be able to do whatever they want, talk about whatever they want, do whatever they want to do. But some guys just open their mouth and make themselves look stupid. And Costa has done it, not before the Adesanya fight, but after the Adesanya fight. Every time he opens his mouth, he just says something dumb. And there you go. So I think it's dumb. I think it's disturbing, and I think it's probably ill-informed. But what are you going to do? I mean, Paulo Costa is just probably some meathead. He's probably not the smartest guy, but there's nothing I can do about it. 5 pounds is not a big weight cut. Dan Hooker versus Edson at 145. Wonder if they do that rematch. I don't know if I want to see that rematch, but who knows? Maybe Edson has, you know, fallen off a cliff, and then you have Hooker, who's gotten better since then. Reyes should fight the winner of Krylov Craig. It makes sense for all. Fair enough. Yup, Costa's funny. He's trolling. Okay. What the F, Costa? He's already on his way out. Bye, Joey. Got to go. See you later, Violet Turner. Violet Turner. Appreciate you being part of the stream. Costa's last fight week was one of the most fun times. Yeah, I think he was really injured coming into that fight, and I think that nobody said it. I think he was injured, and he didn't want to pull out the fight. He saw what Nick Diaz did. You know, I went at Costa, but I also defended him as well. Nick Diaz did the same thing, and nobody criticized him at all. He showed up fight week and said, I'm not fighting at this weight class that we signed up to fight. So, yeah, that's the alcohol talking with Costa. That's definitely. All right, guys, keep the questions. Or is Vettori that good? I think Vittori's very good. Vettori just ate a lot of shots in that fight, which was just insane. I'd love to see that rematch, to be quite honest. Paulo Costa, Vettori was one of the best fights of last year. I love that fight. I thought Costa would win. I thought it'd be a close fight. But, okay, we can get rid of this. 44% say they would pick up Derek Lewis's sweaty cup. I forgot that poll was even up. If you're one of those people who said yes, let me know in the chat. I need to know who you are so I can judge you. Because that's a little bit disturbing in my opinion. But that Paulo Costa Marvin Vettori fight was incredible. I mean, it was back and forth. What was crazy is Paulo Costa was landing some of the nastiest shots on Vettori, and Vettori just wasn't reacting. It was hard body kicks. It was head kick. It was good punches. And all of a sudden I got the hiccups now. It was good punches, and Vettori was just eating them like he was a brick wall. It was just insanity. Insanity. That was a great fight. If you haven't seen that, I recommend going back and rewatching that. I wouldn't mind seeing the rematch. I mean, Vittori's not going in. I know Vittori's fighting Whitaker now, but if that wasn't happening, I still want to see Whitaker versus Costa, to be quite honest. Dober has the crimson chin, but Marvin doesn't even get hurt or drop down or nothing. Yeah, Vettori never gets hurt. Yes, for the sweaty cup, make money on eBay. Disturbing. You're putting your bare hands on Derek Lewis's sweaty cup. That's quite disturbing. Does Whitaker have a better chance against Vettori or Costa? Does Costa stay at middleweight? Yes, Costa stays at middleweight. Whitaker have a better chance against Vettori or Costa? I think see, that's a tough one. I'll say Whitaker beats Vettori and loses to Costa, but I'm not 100% certain. They're both of those fights are 50-50 fights, honestly. I just think Costa would be so big and strong, but Whitaker could probably pick him apart from the outside a little bit, but it'd be an interesting matchup for sure. Marvin is a beast, definitely. Yeah, Marvin could also beat Whitaker. He could be the second best. He could be better than Whitaker. What do you think of the guy Casey fighting? I don't even know who that is. Who am I missing? Corey. I don't see anybody named Casey. I have no idea what we're talking about there. So I apologize, my friend. But I'm excited for Vettori versus Whitaker. When is that happening? I forgot. Is that 275? Whitaker versus Vettori. When is that? Target 275. So that's happening in May, right? 274 is in May, so it's June, right? 276 is going to be in July. Okay, guys, since we're getting to the tail end of this stream, I don't know how much longer we'll go. We'll go as long as we have questions. I want to talk about it because we only briefly touched on it a little bit. Rose Namajunas versus Carla Esparza is booked for UFC 274. It's going to be the co-main event against Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje. They needed to add more to that card. That card as a whole, 274, still isn't great. It has 3 decent top fights. You got the Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chandler. Now you have the women's strawweight title fight. And now you have the main event, obviously, which is the lightweight fight between Oliveira and Gaethje. I still don't think this card is particularly stacked. But this is a fight that needed to be made. Carla Esparza deserves this fight. You have Carla Esparza, who defeated her. They were both on The Ultimate Fighter back in, let's take a look. I can't remember. In 2013, they were both the finalists in The Ultimate Fighter. And then they met in the finals back in December of 2014. And Rose was defeated by Carla Esparza via rear naked choke. And then after that, and Carla looked terrible in that fight. Then after that, she got destroyed by Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Then she got a winner over Juliana Lima, who I don't even remember at this point. Then she lost to Randa Marcos. Then she beat Marna Moroz. Then she beat Cynthia Calvillo. Then she lost to Claudia Gadelha. Then to Tatiana Suarez. She got TKO'd by Tatiana Suarez. Then she went on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fight win streak. 2 of them split decisions against Michelle Watterson and Marina Rodriguez. She has a win over Verna Jandiroba, a win over Alexa Grasso, and most recently a dominant win over Yan Xiaonan, which got her the title shot. I think this second fight is probably going to be different all the way around. We're talking 8 years of progression for each girl, and I think Rose has enough wrestling now and takedown defense where she will be able to stuff the takedowns and light her up on the feet. Not particularly hyped for that fight, but it's the fight that needed to be made. And let's actually do a quick poll on that. Who do you think wins? Rose, Carla. I don't even feel like typing out their full names. So there we go. We'll do a quick poll. Wine plus something. Good morning. Joey, thoughts on Petr Yan? Cornerman not being able to come to the US. Also, who should Yan pick as his new cornerman? Sugar and Cejudo wants to. Supposedly it's just one cornerman. Can you point me in the direction of where otherwise? Because I've seen it from Mike Hack reporting that was only one cornerman that couldn't make it. So I think that might be getting overblown a little bit. Oh, okay. I see. I know who that is now. Give me 1 second. So, what do you think of Casey Laydon? I didn't even recognize that name. Let me just make sure it is who I think it is. I mean, I don't really watch enough. I don't really watch enough of MMA fighting. I don't want to sit here and be disparaging, but I stopped watching any content on MMA fighting years ago. I don't think they have particularly the most exciting cast of characters there. And I'll just kind of leave it at that. I'm not, I don't have enough. I haven't consumed enough of them to be able to say one way or another. But for me, I said this recently. I was talking about MMA fighting, just content in general from MMA fighting, and maybe I just haven't given it enough of a chance. I will admit that. But for me, MMA fighting, as far as personality and enjoyment of analysis, just a little bit I've seen. I said this recently. I thought MMA fighting has one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel. Without Ariel, as far as their top show host, as far as their interviewer, the MMA Hour. Outside of that, MMA fighting is just completely gone, in my opinion. And I know maybe that's a hot take. Maybe I'm just ill-informed. I admit that. But for me, it's not something that I particularly watch. I really watch very limited MMA content. I watch James Lynch's Q&As and his breakdowns. Johnny's Combat Talking News donated $5 through Super Chat. Hey, bro, how do you turn on subscribers only? Hold on 1 second. Let me get to this. Only comments in your chat. I need to do that to eliminate a few trolls. It's in the settings when you set up a stream. Thanks for the Super Chat, by the way. Thank you for the donation. I greatly appreciate it. So I'm going to go to like I'm scheduling a live real quick. Go live. Schedule live stream. So you go down, you hit next. Oh, I got to type a title. Hold on. You click next. If you have monetization, you turn on monetization. Then you hit next. And it's under customization. And it has live chat. And then it has participant modes. And under participant modes, you have anyone, subscribers, or just members only. So there you go. It's in the customization tab. So there you go. Thank you again for the $5 donation. Every donation goes back into the channel. But thank you for supporting the channel. I hope you, I hate trolls, so I hope you deal with them. And it's helped narrow it down quite a bit on mine. There's been times where all of a sudden I get like 7 new subscribers simultaneously, and I'm like, okay, something's going on here. Joey, thoughts? Okay, I already read that. Let me know if anybody gets anything new on that. Joey, thought, okay. I don't know how many of them kicks Whitaker could take from Costa for real. I agree. I think Rose will win for sure. Rose developed more, and she has more experience. We already know Whitaker doesn't have a good chin, so he makes up for it in other ways. Did you enjoy Sanchez versus Lee fight, Joe? No, I did not. Earth Rocker. Casey Linden. Okay, I already answered that. But I mean, they're doing their thing. They're getting on there. They're putting themselves out there. I'm not trying to say anything bad. I've seen on Twitter all his men got denied. I saw from Mike Heck that it was reported. I follow him on Twitter, and I seen that it was reported that it was just one cornerman. So maybe that changed. Below the belt is the GOAT in MMA community. ... Some garbage. I'm assuming that's a joke right there, because you're saying it's a GOAT and then you're saying it's garbage, but the way you typed it out. I've never watched it. I've seen clips on Twitter of people making fun of it, but that's about it. Joey's Diaz reference. Joey, you need to see Yan's Twitter. His recent tweet is fire. Hold on, give me 1 second. What's his recent tweet? Everything I've ever seen from Piotr Yan on Twitter is hilarious. I'm gonna go follow him right now. I have one condition as well. Don't try to give me your shitty advice. Just bring the water and ice bags between rounds, and we're good. So there you go. He doesn't want us. Could you imagine if O'Malley's really in his corner? That'd be hilarious. Who should Wonderboy fight next? Michelle Pereira or Robbie Lawler, I think makes the most sense. What's up, Johnny Boy? Joey. Johnny Boy's one of the realest dudes on YouTube. Fair enough. Thanks, brother. Much obliged. No problem. Yeah, I've been watching Joey quietly grow. He's got a great show. Thank you. Why are you so sure about Nelson when he's been out for so long? That is true. That is true. Below the Belt isn't the Brendan Schaub's bitch ass show. That dude's a chump. Yeah, I think if I had to stop watching MMA or I only had to watch Brendan Schaub, I'd be done. So appreciate your support, man. I know there's a lot of people who probably watch the channel who maybe don't participate as much, but I appreciate your donation. I appreciate you stopping in, and I appreciate you watching the channel just in general, man. And I wish you the best of luck on yours too. What fights are you more interested in? What fight are you more interested in at 273? The fight that I'm most interested in has to be either Petr Yan versus Aljo or Khamzat versus Gilbert. For me, from an intriguing point of view, I think Khamzat versus Burns is the most intriguing. But the one I'm dying to see the most is just see Petr Yan versus Aljamain Sterling. We need to get some finality to the bantamweight division. We need to figure out the bantamweight division. Robbie Lawler would be great for Wonderboy. Thanks for the reply. Yeah, they were supposed to fight years ago. Wonderboy was like borderline the #1 contender, and Robbie was the champion. But it never came to fruition for whatever reason. And then when Robbie lost to Tyron Woodley and Wonderboy wanted to fight Woodley, he said, nah. Thoughts on the Yan corner situation? From what I understand, his entire corner is not denied. I think he's just playing around. But if it is, that's a weird situation, but I think he'll win regardless. I think he'll win without his corner. I think he'll find someone to corner him regardless. But it will be a little bit of a tough situation. 75% of the people are picking Rose Namajunas to defeat Carla Esparza. I agree with you guys. I ain't gonna lie, Joey. I'm a Milwaukee cat, so I'm by nature bias. I have a natural bias towards Rose. We had the same upbringing, same age, same haircut from the same place. Fair enough. Fair enough. I think she's gonna win though. You think the scoring will be biased towards the home fighters? I think if anything, it's more the crowd affecting the judges' scoring. You know, they're ooh ah, and when their favorite fighter does something. You think Izzy beats Pereira? I think Pereira gives him a run for his money. I think it'd be very interesting. I would probably pick Izzy as of right now. Something in the back of my head is telling me Chimaev's going to make a statement against Burns. A lot of people think that, man. My thing is, what new skills could Izzy implement to beat Pereira? We've seen him do before. He doesn't cage wrestle or dirty box like that. Well, I have to watch those initial fights, but also it could just be a developmental of the striking game. You know, he could have just become a better striker at this point in time. And from what I understand, he was lighting up Izzy before he got KO'd, or lighting up Pereira before he got KO'd. And some of the highlights I've seen shown that. So it's one of those things. What do you think about Paul Felder's commentary in general? I enjoy Paul Felder's commentary. I don't think it's terrible. I do dislike that every time it's someone near his weight class, he's always talking about when I fought him or if I fought him back in the day, or, he was a guy I considered fighting back. I find that a little bit annoying, but I think it's just natural for him to do that. But I like Paul Felder. I'd give Paul Felder. I enjoy Paul Felder more than I enjoy Rogan nowadays, more than I enjoy a lot of those guys. I like Felder's commentary quite a bit. Not that I'm in love with anyone's commentary, but you get the point. Aljo is a quality fighter. No matter what, he's at least top 3 bantamweight. Fair enough. I think he's probably top 3. I think Jose Aldo could beat him. I think TJ could beat him. And I think he would be number 3, probably. If Carla uses her wrestling, she might win. True, that's their path to victory. Joe, what do you think about chest bump on Izzy in Costa fight? Looks fishy. I don't know. It definitely looked fishy. It was definitely weird. But I'm not a medical expert. I'm not a steroid expert. I'm not a PED expert. But definitely something to keep an eye on, and definitely, something to be suspicious about, in my opinion. So it was weird. I think a lot of people, constantly bring it up, but there could be a logical excuse for it. I'm open to that possibility. Hamzat in next in line. That's why Edwards is getting a shot now. I'd be nervous if I was Leon Edwards because Leon Edwards versus Usman is not official yet. And if Hamzat goes out there and just starches Gilbert Burns, there's a chance all of a sudden Hamzat's saying, you know, I want that fight in June. And Leon's bad luck could continue. Could you imagine if his bad luck continued and Hamzat leapfrogs him? That's a real possibility. That might actually be a video in itself. Unilateral Gyno. You think Paul Felder does a better job commentary than Bisping? Yes. I would prefer that. I think Felder does Bisping's kind of too corny with the corny jokes. But I've always said this multiple times, guys. I'm never going to be satisfied with the commentary, and it's a hard job. I would do terrible, way worse than they would do. So it's just, I just find it annoying sometimes because it'll drive the narrative of the general consensus of the public just because of what the commentary is saying. Worst matchup for Hamzat at 185 or 170. Worst matchup for Hamzat at 185 or 170. UFC rankings. It's either going to be Usman. It's Usman at 170. At 185, I think it's probably Marvin Vettori, to be quite honest. Excuse me. It's probably Marvin Vettori's the worst matchup at 185. How come Chael doesn't do any commentary for the UFC? He's doing Eagle FC with Usman and Cejudo. I think the UFC pretty much cut all ties with him for the most part. I think he works for ESPN, though, so he does have some UFC overlap. But when he got busted for cheating, like, egregiously, they kind of cut him off. Commentary's bias AF. Sometimes I feel like muting the fight because of that. I wish there was an option to watch the fight and you could still hear the crowd and cage audio without the commentary. That should be added. Dana did say on BT Sport he pretty much guaranteed it to Leon. Yeah, we've heard that before. If Chimaev goes in there and makes a statement, I don't want to hear shit. Either Colby or Usman or Leon can go fight someone other than 40-year-old journeyman Nate. Okay, least favorite analysis, commentator, and ref. Least favorite analysis, commentator, and ref. So my least favorite ref, I'll tell you my favorite ref is probably Jason Herzog. I think my least favorite is probably Herb Dean at this point. The dude just seems checked out. Commentator, my least favorite. To be honest, I'm beginning not to be able to stand Joe Rogan anymore. I mean, he's always speculating on injuries all the time. And sometimes I feel like he's checked out. But my least favorite, I don't know. It's easier for me to tell you my favorite, which is probably a combination of like, I probably like Anik the best. I miss the old Joe Rogan when he was with Goldie. I think that was the best Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan in his prime of commentary was my favorite. The events felt different without him. But nowadays it just feels like a lot of just, oh! And I know a lot of us do that, and you know, he's a fan of the fight, and I enjoy them being enthusiastic about the fights, but it's just like DC aggravates the hell out of me when Rose knocked out Joanna and he just kept screaming, Thug Rose, Thug Rose, Thug Rose, over and over and over and over again. It ruined the moment. Least favorite analysis, Anik. Anik's just kind of setting the scene kind of guy. I don't think he's bad. I actually don't mind him. But I actually like Felder. I don't mind Cruz. So there you go. Honestly, Dana White said Leon's next. Okay, Leon's next, but you get a better fight if Hamzat versus Usman first. Then if Hamzat wins, he defends against Leon. In my opinion, Whitaker and Vettori agreed because Leon actually has a chance. It could keep it on the feet. Plus, dismissing is also, I want to see him get skipped. Because if he wins, I don't want to see the trilogy. I'm sick of Cejudo. It's getting annoying him trying to interject into these big dudes' camps every time there's a big fight. Give it a rest. Dude, he's a clout chaser. It's so annoying. I can't stand him either. If I was UFC, I wouldn't give a title shot to Hamza after Gilbert win. Luque would deserve it more. Undefeated since Edwards' 2 top 5 wins, plus he needs 5 rounds experience. That's not the way the world works, though. It's not going to happen. Still believe Dustin ducking Colby, even though there's different weight class. I don't think he is. I like Merguliata, but I'm a Digo. I don't like Merguliata either. He talks too much. Yes, Prime Joe Rogan was different. He could explain technique. Well, yes, Prime Joe Rogan in the commentary booth was just different. Kind of like Harlem Letterman in boxing in the early years. He was on point. He started to slip. Same with Rogan. I'm glad we agree on this. I know Johnny Boy loved when DC said Thug Rose. I'm a fan of Brendan Fitzgerald. No one can beat Anik Fitzy is a great backup. Yeah, I don't mind either one of them. But they're not just acting like maniacs. And then sometimes I feel like it's over-exaggeratory. They over-exaggerate because they know the camera's on them. And it's just annoying to me. It's just super annoying to me. I'm just exiting. I got a million tabs still open. Don't need that open anymore. Which is your top fight that you never got through? You never got, though, I think is what you meant. John Jones, Rumble Johnson. I'm really upset we never got GSP, Anderson Silva. That was around my era when I first started watching. That's a fight that everybody wanted. I desperately wanted Anderson Silva versus John Jones at one point in time. It sounds laughable now, but that was a fight that I badly wanted. But I really think it's those ones that are really sad that we didn't get to get, you know. And I would have loved Khabib versus Charles Oliveira. I would have loved it. I would have loved that fight. So let me know what top fights we never got, but you guys are really upset we never got and we will never get. Let me know in the chat. Yeah, I hate Merguliata as a ref. Tries to control the fight way too much. He's talking too much. DC gives his opinion more from a fan instead of a commentator. If Khamzat finishes the fight within a round, he would have 18 minutes in UFC cage time, while the champ has had 5-round wars against elite competition. Rude awakening rate once he gets past the second. Fair enough. Most of the refs aren't good these days. Jason Herzog's the best. All the other refs seems like they're completely oblivious. My dad always says the best referee is the ones you don't see. They should be constantly interjecting or controlling the fight. Agree? I would agree on that. Your dad's correct. Definitely needing a ref and overhaul. Khabib Ferguson, Tony Khabib, DJ Cejudo 3, so he could have gave that title back. I agree. Ferguson, Khabib really wanted Cruz versus Aldo in their prime. Tony versus Khabib, that fight was straight up cursed. For me, you guys are going to kill me because considering you guys had a lot of this answer. I don't care at all that we did not get Khabib versus Tony Ferguson. And I am a huge fan of Tony Ferguson. I'm a huge fan of Khabib. This is not coming from a place of bias. Tony Ferguson would have got wrecked by Khabib. It would have been a brutal beating. He would have been taken down, and he would have been destroyed on the ground, just ground and pounded to death. Probably would have took years off his life because he would have kept moving and squirming and keeping the fight from being stopped. Tony would have got wrecked. I hate to say that, but he would have. And I'm almost happy we never got to see it. But it does kind of hurt that it was scheduled 4 or 5 times and we never got it. But apologize if you guys disagree with me. Tony was in his prime and on a winning streak. I know, but he still would have got wrecked. His wrestling has always been bad. Edwards versus Khamzat. I know that is really sad, but we could still get that one day, though. Marlon Moraes should hang up the gloves for sure. Another one is Nate Counter 3. That shit doesn't have the appeal it once did. Should have happened right after the second fight, like the third GGG Canelo fight. It's going to happen again one day, but I know what you're saying, you know. It's now been, 6 years? And we still haven't gotten it? What the hell? Chandler's going to kill Tony, and it makes me sad. No, it's not. He's not going to. Thoughts on Sean O'Malley? I don't know. Who's he going to fight? Get him a fight already. Get him a top-ranked guy. It's time for Sean O'Malley to fight a top-ranked guy. The last time he fought a elite competition was against Marlon Vera, and he went out there and he got his legs chopped off. Then he got shoved to the ground, and then he got flash KO'd with brutal elbows, and then he was stretchered out of the cage with no serious injury. So he's built himself back up. He beat up a couple guys, and now it's time to see him. You know, he's sitting at number 12 in the rankings right now. It's time to see him. Let's see him fight a Song Yadong, a Pedro Munoz, a Dominic Cruz, a Merab Dvalishvili even. It's time. Not the first 2 times he was super slow after the Barboza fight. Islam still needs to go through Dariush to be considered for a title shot. No, I don't think so. I think he can get it without it. Just because there's nobody else deserving if Oliveira defends the belt against Justin Gaethje. There's nobody else to fight for the belt other than Islam. You think Tony can look good against Chandler? Fat chance. I think he can. I don't trust Chandler's cardio. He doesn't have a high fight IQ. I don't think he's going to try to wrestle the entire fight. So there you go. Give Sean O'Malley Song Yadong. I would love Sean O'Malley Song Yadong. That'd be a lot of fun too. And I know some people probably think, oh, well, I think O'Malley's going to lose. I think O'Malley can win that fight, and I'd probably favor O'Malley in that fight. But that'd be a hell of a fight. I mean, the hand speed and power of Song Yadong, the power and length, and just the straight shots of Sean O'Malley. I would love to see that. No way they do that. I agree. Dana said Conor will return in the fall. He wants the division to play out. I could see him fighting the winner of Chandler Tony. I agree, Big Rocker. Sean O'Malley is a hype train that gets derailed easy. He's already been derailed once. Love Tony, but he's about to get destroyed against Chandler. Prime Tony is a different story, though. I disagree. Sean O'Malley versus Ricky Simone. I like that fight as well. I'm disappointed that we didn't get to see Conor versus Aldo, too. That is very true, Pitties and STI. That is very true. That was a fight that I desperately wanted to see. Aldo deserved that immediate rematch above all else, and he never got it. And it's sad that we never got to see that fight play out. I know Aldo got knocked out, but I would have loved to see him run it back and maybe see a longer fight. You know what I mean? That was one I didn't really think of, but that's a fight that I'm really sad that we never got, and we'll never get that. We'll never see them. I mean, look where they're at now. Jose's fighting at 135, and you have Conor who's fighting at, borderline 170 at this point, basically. So it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it now. But that's a good mention. I'd take Song in that fight. That's a close fight for sure. Pedro or Edgar is more likely for O'Malley. Doubt Edgar takes it though. If they give him Edgar, I'm making a video and I'm gonna throw an absolute fit. I'm super late. I might fall asleep. What's up, Fast? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Damn, you're still live. Joey got time today. It's been a fun live chat here. We got plenty to talk about. We got plenty of questions. Guys, keep the questions coming in. If you want to continue the live stream, I'll go for a little while longer. We're already an hour and a half. We've had some great discussions already. A lot of great content here tonight. I always love doing these streams because sometimes I get video ideas from doing these streams. So keep the questions coming. We'll keep running the live stream for a while. It's not super late. It's not even 11:30 yet where I'm at, so not too bad. I don't have to get up super early tomorrow, so that's great as well. What do you think about more people voting on wanting to see Poirier versus Colby than Poirier Diaz? I think it's crazy. I mean, I guess people love a good backstory, and that's the reason they want to see that. I have no desire to see that. It wouldn't be competitive at all, but people love a good backstory, and there's a backstory between those two. So, I was actually pretty surprised. I'm not crazy surprised, but for me personally, I don't want to see that fight at all. Barao or Marlon, who had the worst end of career bantamweight downfall? Well, Barao's still fighting, but probably Barao. He fell off a cliff. Marlon still looks salvageable, but his chin just gave out. I hope Cruz and Frankie Edgar fight before they retire. Great legends matchup. True. Just click on the stream and I hear Sean O'Malley. Somebody just asked about him. We were not talking about him until just now. Literally like 5 minutes ago, I was giving the spiel about the stretchered out of the cage. Aljo, Munoz, Simone, biggest threats to O'Malley. Aljo would probably wreck him, but Piotr Jan would wreck him too. He's got to keep progressing, but I don't like those legs. I mean, Aldo, what would Aldo do to them brittle legs? He should change his name to Sean Brittle Legs O'Malley. I told you guys a while ago. Somebody called him Mally, and I said I'm gonna start calling him Mally too. It's just a funny nickname for him. But I don't like anyone that throws hard leg kicks against Sean O'Malley because his legs are brittle as hell. 1-5 beat O'Malley. 7, 8, 9, and 14. Okay. Jan, Aljo, TJ Sandhagen, Chito, Marab, Cruz, Simon, and Song all beat O'Malley, in my opinion. I think Jan definitely beats him. Aljo definitely beats him. Aldo definitely beats him. TJ beats him. Sandhagen beats him. Chito beats him again. Marab beats him. Cruz, I would probably favor O'Malley. Simone, I'd be 50-50. And Song, I would lean O'Malley slightly. Who's an absolute nightmare matchup for Izzy? I don't think there is a nightmare matchup for Izzy. I'm going to be honest. I don't think there is. It has to be like a Chris Weidman in his prime. That's what it has to be. Chris Weidman in his prime type fighter that's just going to try to grapple him nonstop, and there's just not that guy that exists. There's not a guy like that exists. Andre Muniz is a grappler who gets quick submissions, so maybe Andre Muniz, but there's not that heavy grappler in the division. Prime Chael, there you go. O'Malley Font could be competitive. I would favor Font in that one. Aldo would just need one kick. Munoz has good leg kicks. Agreed. They need to quit holding O'Malley's hand for the hype. You would think the dude was slaying top 5 dudes. I know. O'Malley versus Font could be competitive. I already answered that one. No one is a nightmare for Izzy apart from maybe Munoz. That's funny that I said that. Do you think Aldo, Jan 2 would go any different? It'd probably be the same fight, very competitive early, and then Aldo would fade. So no, would not. Jan is about to whoop ass, not even doing to decision versus Sterling. I hope so. Rob can win if Aljamain Sterling pulls that off. Oh my God, it's gonna be World War III in the comments. That's gonna be wild. The MMA community is going to have a meltdown, an absolute meltdown. It's just absolutely insane. But it is what it is. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Izzy's toughest matchups are Colby, Hamzat, Pereira. Colby's not giving him any trouble. Rob can win, but he isn't a nightmare. Agree. Hey, Johnny, I've been to your live streams before. How you doing? There you go. Fast. Hamzat might be a big threat to Izzy. Yeah, Hamzat's fighting style is probably the worst style for him right now. Prime Chael had an unstoppable double leg. Did you talk about Jan's corner being denied entry to the UFC? So, I didn't even get a haircut, dude. From what I heard, it's only one cornerman. Can somebody confirm it for me? Like, from what I heard, it's only one cornerman. Yeah, it's being reported by non-reputable news sources. From MMA Fighting, I've seen that it's one cornerman. So, I can't find one reputable news source that says otherwise. Apparently, it's only one cornerman. Let me repeat that. Let me go look it up for Mike. It's Mike Heck. I'll put the tweet on the screen for you guys. I think I retweeted it, actually. Did I retweet it? Or no? No, I did not. So now I got to go search it. Mike Heck. Let's see if I can find the tweet now. Let's see if I can find it. I'm looking for the tweet about Piotr Jan from Mike Heck. What does FWIW mean? I'm told reports of Piotr Jan's cornermen all getting denied visas ahead of 273 are completely untrue. Per sources, one Jan's teammate got denied, but his team is already in the process of reapplying. That was the only hiccup. So it was one cornerman getting denied, and they're already reapplying him, from what I understand. Okay. Prime Rockhole gives Izzy problems. I agree. I've been better. Thanks for asking. How long? Hold on. What just happened here? I just saw. Thank you for subscribing. Someone's name just popped up, but I missed it. I heard it, but I missed it. Thank you for subscribing. If anybody else is watching the stream and is not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Also, guys, if you could do me a massive favor and like the stream. Run up the likes on the stream. We got 35 people watching right now, and we only have 22 likes, guys. Please like the stream. I'm giving you guys right now an hour and 35 minutes. An hour and 35 minutes. The least you can do is like the stream. Maybe we'll go if we can get to 30 likes, we'll go for 2 hours. If we can get to 30 likes, we'll keep this stream going until the 2-hour mark at least. We've done this before and we end up going 3 hours before. So guys, like the stream. Okay. Prime Rockhold gives Izzy problems. Agreed. Nice haircut. I didn't get a haircut. I need to get a haircut soon. How do you think Alex Pereira would do against a wrestler? Luckily, there's not many wrestlers within the division, but against a Marvin Vettori, he would probably get taken down and controlled on the ground. Colby is way too small for Izzy. Agreed. Vettori would batter Colby. Agreed. He's just too small. He wouldn't. I mean, Izzy has good takedown defense. You need a heavy, strong, huge wrestler, heavy grappler style to be able to do it. And he's not going to be able to do it. I heard Khabib might be in his corner. Dreskis Dupliskis at 185 would be interesting versus Izzy if he keeps winning. Yeah, but that's way off. Who should corner Jan? Khabib. Supposedly it's only one guy, guys. It's being reported by MMA Fighting. If you can find me another source, I'd be happy to take your word for it. But I just haven't seen another source. Vettori is underrated. Chael on growth hormone and middleweight GOAT. Awful BJJ defense. Dude, he was ripped. He was ripped. I like how I said if we get 30 likes, and now we're almost there. We're almost to 30 likes, guys. That's dude, it's good. Everywhere. Dude is good everywhere. It's well-rounded. Sean and Malley and Cejudo will quarter Yan. That'd be hilarious. Prime Chael versus Hamzat. Who wins? I'll say Hamzat. Better jiu-jitsu. Well, I'm half Sicilian, so I'm rooting for the WAP brother. Okay, whatever that means. Uncle Chael is the GOAT. Any day. I disagree, but okay. Prime Rockhold might be hittable for Izzy. I think Rockhold is too hittable. Rockhold is overrated. It's crazy. In his prime, he was really good, though. Get the likes up. Now we're at 30 likes. You got to be kidding me, guys. I did not expect you guys to get there that quick. But I guess that's what I got to do to garner likes nowadays. You guys can't just like it to like it. Come on now. Pereira's takedown defense is better than Izzy's when he first got to the UFC. Agree. Okay, Rose was head kick made me fall in love. Straight up killer. Agreed. That was a filthy head kick. Who would have won between Khabib and Usman? Probably Usman. His jab. If Whitaker goes back down to welterweight, how do you favor him against Usman? I'd have to see him at welterweight, but I wouldn't. I'd probably think he'd drain himself. And end up getting KO'd or something like that. Khabib's cornering Yan would be priceless. There's going to be Russian seance happening in the corner. The worst matchup for Hamzat would have been Yol, but he got let go. But also Yol's getting old now. Thoughts on Shavkat Rakhmonov? I am very high on Shavkat Rakhmonov. I can't wait to see him fight again. And he looks good everywhere. He has very solid jiu-jitsu. He has very solid striking. He has power in all his limbs. He has a good variety of attacks. There's nothing not to like about Shavkat Rakhmonov. There's really nothing not to like about him. So I can't wait to see where Shavkat goes from here. I think he's due for a big opponent. I arguably think he's fought better, if not the same level of competition as Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat, the best opponent he's fought is Li Jingliang, and Shavkat debuted against Alex Cowboy Oliveira, which is pretty close to that level, in my opinion. I know it's a little bit off, but, Alex Oliveira is not just a straight-up bum. I know he just recently lost, but you get the point. Prime Rockhold was nasty. Agreed. I picked him to dominate Chris Weidman. Does John Jones get a title shot heavyweight? Yes. Shavkat is a beast. Did you say Chimaev has better BJJ than Burns? No. I said better BJJ than Chael Sonnen in his prime. Khabib has mediocre striking. True or not? Very true. I would say almost less than mediocre, but it's covered up by his grappling offense. People are so worried about his grappling offense that he's able to land on the feet. We saw him drop Conor. It's because of that. But his striking as a whole is terrible. Khabib's striking is terrible. So, how do you think GSP would fare against Izzy? I think it'd be a close prime GSP, but I think that Izzy'd probably stuff the takedowns and outstrike GSP. He would use his footwork to keep the distance. So we overlooked Sean Brady at 170. Dude out-grappled Craig Jones. I watched that live and honestly think he out-wrestles Usman. Yeah, but he doesn't have good cardio. He almost got finished by Michael Chiesa. Had it been 5 rounds, he probably would have got finished. I think the next logical matchup up for Bryce Mitchell is Korean Zombie. Only 2 guys in UFC history with Twister subs. Yeah, if Korean Zombie loses to Alexander Volkanovski in a couple weeks, I wish Rockhold would have worked more on his boxing defense. He could have had more success. I thought Rockhold was going to reign for quite a while, and then he got brutally KO'd by Bisping on short notice. Prime GSP or Hamzat? I'll say Prime GSP. He outstrikes him and is able to stuff the takedowns. Piotr Jan versus Corey Sandhagen is top 3 favorite fights. Such a chess match. That was my favorite fight of last year. I did my top 5 favorite fights of last year, and it was my favorite fight of last year. How would Prime BJ Penn do against Islam? I think he'd probably lose. He'd probably get taken down and controlled. It was just a different era back then. I was just going to say that about Conor Khabib fight. You read my mind. People are so concerned about takedowns from Khabib, they were scared to throw because it leaves an opening. Exactly. It happens all the time. Cardio is a correctable, though, more so than technical skills. Fair enough. Izzy way too tall for GSP. Yeah. GSP came in. He cherry-picked the title fight against Bisping, and then he dipped out after he won the title. So it's one of those things where I lost a little bit of respect for him, but he's still one of the best to do it. So, and I was actually rooting for him to beat Bisping. But there was no way. I knew going in that fight, there was no way he was sticking around. There was no way he was going to stick around there and fight Paulo Costa or Adesanya or Robert Whittaker. There was no way that GSP was going to stick around and fight those killers. It's just crazy that GSP only fought once after that Johnny Hendricks fight. It really is crazy. And then boom, he came in, grabbed that middleweight belt, and then just relinquished it. Middleweight was weird at that time. It was a weird time. Could see O'Malley versus Valiev happening. Nah, that's not going to happen anytime soon, at least. It's true in both MMA it's true in both MMA and boxing. Every time a strike is thrown, there's an opening, and the great ones capitalize off that. I know you hate him, but how would doing a boxing he would lose? Shame GSP versus Khabib never happened. That would have been fun, but I mean, at that point in time, when Khabib was in his prime, GSP was out of his prime. Anyone else that think Rodrigo Vargas is going to start Patty? You'll have to ask. How would Cyborg versus Nunes 2 go? I'd probably favor Nunes. She'd be prepared. I mean, she fell off a cliff because I think she was taking Pena very lightly. How would DJ stack up against the current flyweights? I think he can beat Davison Figueroa, especially DJ in his prime. He arguably could still be. I think he beats a lot of these guys. I would worry about him against Askarov, but against a lot of these guys, I think he'd probably still win, to be quite honest. He never got the respect that he deserved. GSP gassed in the second versus Bisping. I don't remember, but he eventually got the finish, so that's all that matters. What round did he get that finish in? GSP versus Bisping. It's crazy. Everyone thought he would return. He got the submission in the third round, which is crazy. It's crazy that fight was so long ago. That was the last time we will ever see him in the cage. What a deep rear naked, too. Look how deep that was on Bisping. And didn't he drop him with a jab? Or was it like a right hook or something? I don't remember. I bet you Bisping's pissed he lost that fight. That was a big payday for him, though. That was a big payday for him. For sure. They did Cyborg dirty. They should have been an immediate rematch with Amanda Nunes. I agree. But she did herself dirty. She was making up lies and stuff like that. And then she ended up trying to be competitive with the UFC. The UFC said, cut. Plus, they didn't want her to win that rematch by some chance. Billy Q versus Alex Caceres fight. They're not. Are they even in the same division? Billy Q's in featherweight. Caceres is at featherweight too. You're right. I thought for some reason I was thinking they're not in no weight class. I would like that fight. That makes sense. Demetrius Johnson versus Piotr Jan would be a really good fight. I agree. I'm pretty excited for that DJ Rod Tang fight. That's going to be weird. What if there's a disqualification? When is that again, French fries? I know you told me like 8 times now, but when is that? In my opinion, GSP would stuff takedowns and brutalize Khabib on the feet. I don't know about brutalize, but he would probably outstrike him on the feet and stuff the takedowns. I agree. Is this chick Shevchenko fighting any good, Joey? I've only seen her like once, I believe. She's okay. She's just getting a title shot for lack of anybody else being there. But we've seen people get upsets before. She has decent striking. She KO'd Joanne Wood. I think Valentina defeats her. But at some point, everyone's got to lose. The laws of averages just find their way, and people lose. People lose after being dominant for a long time against people you never expected them. DJ versus Figueroa would be really good. Yes, it would. I think Figueroa would gas, though. Not necessarily gas, but he just slows down later on the fight. DJ's not going to. GSP was never going to fight Khabib unless it was at 170. Then GSP said he was 200 pounds. Yes, Billy Q versus Caceres is the fight to make. March 26th in the morning. Okay, so it's coming up right around the corner. It's been rescheduled a couple times from what I understand. It's been rescheduled a couple times. So, bro, Khabib put on a lot of weight. I don't know. Shevchenko is the real female goat. The real goat, as someone else would say. Talia Suarez is the toughest matchup for Tatiana Suarez is the toughest matchup for Shevchenko, but she never fights. She's always injured. So, it's one of those things where you never get to see her. It's one of those things that's kind of quite annoying, actually. And we'll probably never get to see it because she's always injured. Even in his prime, GSP could never make 155. Exactly. Rock on. How did you guys score the 2 Nunes-Shevchenko fights? I remember one, I think I thought Shevchenko clearly won. The other one I thought was up in the air. Let's see. What's that bet? Okay. Guys, continue with the questions. We're going to go for a total of 2 hours. So we got 13 more minutes. It's insane how fast time flies by. It's getting late now. It's getting on 12, moving on 12 o'clock. We had a great stream tonight. We talked about a lot of stuff, answered a lot of great questions, talked about a lot of great topics. And tomorrow's Friday, and then the next day we have a fight stream. So that'll be fun as well. So Shevchenko got robbed in one of the fights. It was borderline. I agree. Did you know Shevchenko's coach got shot in the stomach in a shootout in a bar with Valentina? No, I did not. Did that happen recently, or is this old news? A lot of hometown faves fighters will lose this weekend. Grundy, Shore, Molly, Arnold, Allen, Herbert, and Aspinall. Aspinall, Herbert, maybe Grundy. I think Shore wins, though, and Molly probably wins, too. Haha, if that happens, London is cursed. She's definitely beat her in one of them. The other one was a toss-up, exactly. How many likes to get you to 3 hours? Oh my, 3 hours? That's another whole hour and 12 minutes. To go 3 hours, we're gonna need 50 likes and a $20 donation is what we're gonna need to go 3 hours. Because that takes it to 1 o'clock in the morning. So if anybody wants to run up the likes to 50 likes and donate $20 simultaneously, then you got it. But that's not going to happen. So we're not going to go 3 hours. But we'll be back on Saturday talking about the fights, watching the fights. I'll probably be on here for 4 hours. Or it can be 50 likes and a combination of donations that equal $20. So now I'm whoring myself out on YouTube. So we're at 32 likes. So we need 18 likes, and then we need $20 in donations total. After I said this, since we already got one donation. So drop the kid a super chat. How hit the like. Johnny Combat, how long have you been running the channel, man? Apologies for not knowing. but how long have you been running a channel, and how do you like it? All right, Joey, got to go. Good chat. Have fun picking your brain. Thank you for being a part of the stream, Paritash, and I'm not even going to try the last name. Thank you. Yeah, there won't be links in the chat. It's just a thing to avoid spam. We're at 35 likes now, though. So we're 15 likes away and a $20 donation away. I feel like if it hits 50 likes, someone's definitely going to donate $20 and keep me here for sure. I always have fun doing these, but sometimes like we did what was it, a PFL stream, and ended up being like 5 hours. It was miserable, especially considering the fights weren't that good. Luckily, I got a very comfortable chair right here, but my butt actually starts to hurt after about 2 to 3 hours. I'll be bragging if Vargas starts his Patty. We share the same last name. Is he your brother? Is he your cousin? I just don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen. Patrick Pimlet wins second round sub. We got the same prediction then, my friend. We got the same prediction. Second round sub for Patty. Second round sub for Patty. I had an old channel with about 10K followers. I was getting death threats, trolled constantly at Merkley. Can vouch for that, so I restarted. What do we got going on here? Merkley, $10 donation through Super Chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for your support, and I appreciate the donation, guys. Just the fact that you guys are willing to support the channel, I appreciate it very much. Let's see. Getting trolled constantly. Merkley can... So I restarted now. I got about 4K followers. It's been about 8 months. Yeah, my channel is going on about a year old now. What happened that you ended up getting all these death threats and troll? What happened? What did you do? I mean, not that I'm blaming you, but you get the point. It's one of those things. I don't have any relation to it. I didn't think you did. I was just kidding around. That's crazy, though. I mean, I get a lot of negative comments, but I get more positive comments than negatives, to be honest. I probably get more positive comments than I definitely get more positive comments than negative. It's crazy how many people just try to be really hateful for no reason. For no reason. They just want to come on and be hateful. But people can't handle the truth. That is very true. And people can't handle other people's opinions sometimes, you know. I made a video the other day. I'm sure some of you guys seen it. Definitely some of you guys saw it. A video saying that Khamzat versus Burns should have been 5 rounds just in case. I got so many comments saying, you have no idea what you're talking about, and Khamzat's going to finish him in the first round. We don't need 5 rounds. And it's like the littlest things set people off. It's just annoying. Thoughts on Brian Ortega being held hostage by Mexican police? I think that's a bit of an exaggeration, but who knows? Who knows? I hope everything works out, and I hope he gets back and gets a fight booked. And I hope he takes significant time off. I mean, it's already been a decent amount of time, but since the Volkanovski fight, he took a lot of damage. Is O'Malley training his leg defense? I hope so. Them legs are brittle as hell. And if he gets a leg kick from a guy like Jose Aldo or a guy like Piotr Jan, those legs are going to turn to dust. And then he's going to be stretchered out of the cage. And then with no serious injury. That's what I was getting at. I lost my train of thought because I was reading Johnny Combat's Talking News. The downfall was letting idiots on my stream and talk nonsense to the point where it became much drama. I took a break and returned. I like it better sticking to myself for the most part. Fair enough. Fair enough. People like that are going to be pissed if Gilbert brutally KOs Khamzat. Exactly. They're going to be livid. Oh, it's going to be... I want Khamzat to win. I mean, I like both guys, but I think if Khamzat wins, it'll be more fun. But part of me is like, if he loses, it's going to be so much fun because people are going to have a conniption. An absolute conniption. Joey, we were almost... I feel like somebody's switching to their burners accounts to fill up the likes. But yeah, like the stream, guys. Like the stream. We're going for 2 hours. We'll see. But no matter what, we'll be back Saturday. I might even be back tomorrow night, honestly, guys. I enjoy doing these. I enjoy talking MMA. I could talk MMA for hours on end, as we've done tonight. Ortega kind of fell from glory. Dude was a poster child for the UFC. Got the living shit beat out of him by Max. Lost 2 title fights. Now is in low. Plus, he popped positive for PEDs at one point in time. So, people forget about that. Especially if it's brutal. If Burns wins, he gets KO'd by Usman again. Boring. And the thing is, I'm a hot-headed Italian. I was at karate at 8. I was boxing at 10. I've been to jail a handful of times, so I was taking shit off no one, fed into it too much. Now I ignore it. Not to give you a life story, but you're asked and I'm telling. No big deal, man. No big deal. So do you do a lot of streams or what? Is it just a lot of videos, a lot of streams, a good mix? Like I do a good mix of both now. So Ortega's arguably the 3rd best featherweight. Probably. I would go Volkanovski, Max. Yeah, he's still 3rd best. Yeah, I'd say, you know, his resume and skills right now prove to be, I think Yair could beat him, but it's definitely Volkanovski, Max, and then it's either Brian or Yair, in my humble opinion. Volk versus Ortega was one of the most brutal ground and pounds I've ever seen, close to Rockhold versus Chris. It was nasty. He got absolutely wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. And that's why I couldn't understand people were saying that was fight of the year. It was just, oh my God. It was just like, the fight was not very competitive. Bryce submits Ortega, make it happen. That's the fight that I said I want to see. Yeah, I mix it up, mostly do boxing, but big UFC cards, I also try to mix it up also. That's pretty cool. Bald head Ortega is 3rd. He sucks with hair. Yeah. Bald head Ortega is the guy that needs to show up. I would want to say Bryce Mitchell versus Ortega. That's a great stylistic matchup. Yep, that was the first matchup I came up with. The Jan versus Rockhold KO was brutal. I know it was. It's almost like there should be an emoji made for it. There you go, right there. Boom. That's an emoji of Luke Rockhold after he got KO'd by Yan. Videos and streams. VT, I disagree. What did VT say? Yeah, I don't think Bryce Mitchell submits Ortega. I don't think he submits Ortega. I think that's a very interesting matchup, though, for sure. I think it's a very, very interesting matchup. Hell, I got Ilia Topuria over Brian Ortega. I love Topuria's skill set. I think he can be one of the best featherweights. Only time will tell, but I think it's a very interesting fight. But Topuria has to make his way to the top of the division. Bellator's Fedor retirement tour finale has been botched. Yeah, I can't believe he's still fighting. Bryce ground and pounds Ortega to a pulp. Ian broke his jaw, right? Yes, he did. Yep. That was, and a lot of people thought it was an easy fight for Rockhold to win and then get a shot against John Jones. They were already setting up the John Jones Rockhold fight. So, you know, remember when Glover shut that up? Yeah. Yep. Wait, hold on. What are we talking about? Glover shut up that. Oh, that clown Eon. Yes. Or Ion, however you pronounce his name. Okay, guys. We are just about at the 2-hour mark. I want to thank everybody for joining me. I want to thank you guys for posting your messages in the chat. I want to thank you for liking the stream. We got up to 43 likes, and we got a $10 donation by Merk Lee. I appreciate every single one of you. I might be back tomorrow night. I'm not 100% sure. I might do a video and post it tomorrow night. But I appreciate you guys very, very much. We will talk soon. Worst case scenario, I will be back on Saturday afternoon. I got to find out what time it is, and I'll schedule it on the channel tomorrow. I will be live streaming UFC London, so we'll get to watch all the fights together. This was a great stream, guys. We covered a lot of topics. We got a lot of your guys' opinions. It couldn't have gone any better. Near perfect stream, in my opinion. So, thank you guys so much for joining me. Let me read a couple more messages. Amazing stream, guys. Good to see you, Johnny. Almost LOL. Yeah, I'll be back. It doesn't matter. I'll be back. Yeah, it's going to be Rob that fight. Okay, Ilya versus Cater would be sick. Yes, it would. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me for the 2-hour stream. I appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to like the stream before you go. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed and you haven't participated in the chat. And join me Saturday for UFC London. I will be streaming it. Rob Font versus Chito Vera confirmed. That was confirmed the other day, actually. So you're a little bit behind on that one. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I will talk to you very, very soon.